What is
Yo, what's
good?
up?
What
What's
is
up?
good?
I'm nothing much, man. I've been, chilling out, watching some wrestling. Got a lot of
Absolutely.
wrestling news to talk about today.
Mm-hmm.
Um, the first thing, Triple H, and I don't have this written down. Triple H and his damn storytelling, very genius.
Yeah.
What he did on Raw, very genius. I like to just put that out there. The whole background thing for Dexter Loomis's return, awesomely, perfectly done,
Absolutely.
perfectly done.
Absolutely.
Um, but let's get right into it. First thing I want to talk about. Wait, what was the comment? Are you guys
Nah.
watching? No, we're not. I really don't care. Unless it's my team. Preseason doesn't matter to me. Um, Bray Wyatt is in talks with WWE and has possibly put pen to paper.
Uh. Okay. Let me. I want to kind of get my. Could you?
This just proves the point that it was a Vince problem.
Yeah.
Why
I
are
mean,
all these wrestlers calling back? You have freaking Karrion Kross going to MLW for a short time.
yeah.
As soon as Vince gets fired, he's back in the company. As soon as Vince gets fired, Dakota Kai's back in the company. Io Shirai, who's now Io Sky, which ain't a bad name.
No.
But
No.
it's not really a terrible, in like a very, how
Not a
should I put
terrible
this?
name.
It's not a significant name change. It's around the same,
Yes.
thing.
But I said, I mean, you could have done a little bit better with it. At least some of them sound more badass than Io Sky. I mean, look, Io Sky sounds great. I mean, he sounds good, but it's
Io
just like
Sky
I thought.
is badass though, and it goes with what her nickname is. It goes perfectly. So I could see why they would change it to that. But it was a Vince problem. All these wrestlers got released because of Vince.
And
Vince McMahon was the problem.
and this kind of also ties back to the with Karrion Kross's return. It's just like the fact that he came into what I would assume to be a biker gimmick, the way how he was presented during his
No,
return.
it's not a biker gimmick. He was just the same guy, but he was just wearing a leather jacket. It's not a
I
biker
would
gimmick because he's wearing a leather jacket.
I wouldn't hurt to have him in a biker gimmick though, because I think he'll pull that shit off with no problem.
It doesn't fit him though.
Right.
He fits that ominous horror theme character. But they tried to screw him up on Raw when Vince McMahon was there. They screwed him up by making him this like gladiator type warrior that didn't have Scarlet. He just walked to the ring with bland ass music, bland ass theatrics and entrance. Everything about it was bland.
Yeah. So what up, John L? So John L says I want to see Bray Wyatt versus Karrion
I
Kross.
would help if they did that match. Peacock better up their prices to like $60 because I'd pay $60 for that shit.
Yeah, that's pretty much Vince McMahon in a nutshell.
He didn't see, but the thing is, it's not just a lot of superstars. It was every superstar that came from NXT, minus Kevin Owens, minus Seth Rollins, minus Dean Ambrose, except for 2019. You don't talk about 2019.
No.
And minus Roman. Out of like 5 guys that he sees potential in, nobody else matters. And it makes no sense.
It really doesn't. And
it makes no sense too. He's like, oh, I don't like indie guys. What the hell is Seth Rollins? Why'd you push him if you don't like indie guys?
Or you had
what about Kevin Owens? Same company you worked for with Seth Rollins. Why the hell would you push him?
Yeah. Or you really think, or how about this too? CM Punk is another perfect example too.
CM Punk, same company as Kevin Owens and Seth Rollins. Why would you push him back in 2011?
Or hell, Daniel Bryan, another Ring of Honor alumni.
Daniel Bryan, same company. Why would you push him? Oh yeah, I don't like indie guys. He pushed like 5 guys from Ring of Honor.
Yeah, which is like, how hypocritical do you have to be?
It's him being a freaking hypocrite. He's a
Number,
hypocrite.
it's like a hypocrite beyond relief. Not to mention too, is like he also likes big muscular, be like Braun Strowman type of guys. That's
But
something
here's
that
here's the thing. Oh, he likes the big guys that like take steroids. If you like bigger guys, fine, cool. They look menacing. They're badass. Cool. I don't mind that. If you like guys that look visually menacing, great. But the thing is, Karrion Kross looks menacing as hell.
Oh yeah.
You didn't push him. Kevin Owens has been in a joke feud for I don't know how long. With Elias, I'm not calling him Ezekiel. It's Elias.
Oh right, I forgot about that. Another guy that
Guy looks menacing. Looks bad. Looks menacing. He could probably kill somebody outside the damn ring if he wanted to. In a fight, he'd probably kill my ass in a fight. I mean, everybody would kill my ass in a fight. But Samoa Joe, he looks menacing. He looks badass. He has a badass finisher. He can talk on the mic. He makes you hang on every word. He can wrestle.
Yep.
And yet you don't push him. But then again, I kind of see Vince's point with him, kind of. Because every time he goes to push him, Samoa Joe ends up hurt.
Yeah.
So I can see it, kind of, why he let him go. It's like same as like, a quarterback in the NFL getting cut from a team or getting traded because he's too injury prone. It's kind of like, how do I put it in baseball terms?
Basically, in other words, a pitcher, I could say, guy that's on the back end of his career that's starting to become injury prone. That's
kind of like a Jake Arrieta type.
Oof.
There we go. Jake Arrieta. Yeah. He's hurt a lot, so you can't really do anything with the guy because he's hurt a lot. So I can see why Joe left. I can see why Joe, yes, I was pissed off that they cut him. But over time, I started to say, you know what? I kind of get why. He's injury prone.
And not to mention too, I think he has done decently, but I really didn't think the sky was the limit with him with the company, because you really think about it, because when he was
I feel like there was because they kept putting him in feuds for the world title, even though they lost him. They kept putting him in that main event picture. They saw him as a main event guy. And I thought eventually, if he didn't get hurt, eventually he would win the title.
Yeah.
That's how I
agree with that.
But he just kept getting hurt. He didn't fall down the card or anything. It wasn't that he was a jobber. He just kept getting hurt.
Yeah.
So they said they cut their losses. And then Triple H undercut Vince, signed him back to NXT. He gets hurt on NXT.
So it got you thinking, say, what was the point of bringing him?
Which makes me think, in hindsight, Vince was right about this guy. He's hurt a lot. And you go to push him, he gets hurt. He gets an NXT title shot in his return. He gets hurt.
Yeah. Or like the world title. Yeah, that's what you said. Or like the world title picture on the main roster. He gets hurt.
He gets hurt every time. And I can see why. And I can see why Vince cut him now. So Vince is right about Samoa Joe. I'm not saying Samoa Joe didn't deserve to get fired. He did.
Because it's like
he's a tremendous talent to have.
Just couldn't stay healthy.
He just couldn't stay healthy, man.
Which is very unfortunate, because it's like you had a guy that had world title written all over him, like a world champion written all over him.
Yeah, you have a guy who has world champion all over him, written all over him.
It was just very unfortunate, though, man, because I would be happy for the guy, man. The fact that, we've seen time in Impact, or sometime in, his early days in Ring of Honor, like in so many of these other places, like, I really thought
a world champion in all those places. Ring of Honor, he's been a world champion. TNA, who's now Impact, a world champion multiple times.
Yo, yeah.
WWE, this the only place where you win a world
Yes,
championship.
not. Yeah.
And I'm not going to count the NXT title as a world championship. That's just the developmental league championship.
Yeah.
That's like winning a minor league championship.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
It's nothing. But I'm not saying Lana deserved to get let go because she was improving in the ring every week. Even though you put her in the tag team, she was still improving. The thing is, I wouldn't have fired her. I would have put her on like NXT
and let her develop from there.
Let
Because
her
I mean,
develop.
there's potential.
I saw it in her. Her promos were good. Her in ring, like she like her emotions, her acting, very good. And I saw it too. I saw it like in the early days. I'm like, she's terrible. And then over time, I'm starting to think she's actually getting better. And I told Rob this on when she was signed, still in the re, and I told him flat out on this show.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
She's getting better.
Yeah, even though we did have our criticisms of her in the past, but we're looking at just
it was constructive criticism. We were hating her.
Oh, absolutely.
We loved Lana. Lana's great. As a human being, she's great.
Absolutely.
As a wrestler, she needed work.
Yeah, she was like super green.
She was green. But I feel like I don't know if she wants to wrestle anymore. She's doing this modeling thing, which is working out for her, honestly.
Yeah.
She wants to be a model over a wrestler, fine. But if she stuck with wrestling and trained, she would have been really good.
She would. I mean, she'd been had no problem hanging with the best.
I feel like they should have did what they did with Kelly Kelly. In the beginning, Barry Green didn't know how to wrestle.
Yeah.
They stuck with her. She kept improving. She got over with the fans because she kept improving. She got a Divas Championship out of it.
Yeah.
Because she kept improving. The thing is, they should have done that with Lana.
Yeah, I could agree. I could not agree more with that because I remember it's just like, and looking back at it, I mean, yes, we had and me and most of the wrestling community, we all had our fair share of the quote unquote Divas division, where it should have been, it was a stupid term anyways to really look back at it. But as Tyler said, yeah, I mean, we saw what Kelly Kelly was. Yeah, I mean, let's be real. The first time when we saw her, she was, let's just say, she was eye candy for the best of the people, just not the best friends.
You know what her gimmick was? You know what her freaking gimmick was, guys? She was a goddamn stripper.
Yeah, trust me. Don't look back. If you have
Peacock, that was the gimmick they gave her.
Do not, dude. Trust me. Did you guys a solid because of that.
Terrible.
Woo!
Oh my god. And every time they did the whole expose shit, yeah, I wanted to turn my TV.
It was just so bad.
I was like, this is so dumb. Like, why?
But that's here nor there. But you kind of get the point where we're driving home.
Yeah. And she got better and better and better. She got over with the fans. Fans loved her. I started to gravitate toward her because she got better and better and better. Her mic skills, they need a little bit of work. They needed a little bit of work. It was kind of bad, but a little bit of work and she was fine. She got the emotion down and stuff like that. But that was the only thing to be improved by like 2011.
Oh, yeah.
That was it. For in-ring work, got even better. Hell, when she came back for the Royal Rumbles, she got a pop.
Oh, absolutely.
She got a pop. Both times.
And it's just, we're looking at it, it's just like, now looking at her, what she's doing now, she's like, I know she was not the greatest, but she had the talent to really be over. But I think she looks like she's built for modeling, based the way how she looked. I'm not. Hang on, let me rephrase that because that sounded a little bit.
That sounded misogynistic.
Yeah. But it's just, I don't know. Like she wasn't like we said. I mean, she was not bad, but she was not great. She was like right in between. She was like right in the middle, so to speak,
She
in
was
terms of.
getting, but the thing is, she was getting there. And I feel like over time, WWE did give up on her because they did release her, and then she retired from the business to do the
Yeah,
modeling thing, which good for her. She's doing the modeling thing.
and
Great, cool.
it's. I feel like you could say the same thing for Tori Wilson back then too. Like she was another one. I feel like was
I feel like she was getting better too. By like 06, 07,
yeah.
she was getting there. She was doing running bulldogs easily.
That's just like
Body slamming people. I'm like, damn, Tori,
that's like,
you're
yeah. I
getting
mean,
good.
and the fact that we're seeing some of the it's and like I said, it's this exact same thing. How Kelly was. It's like if you have not, you should have had to at least took the time, have some of these like veteran like these women who already have been there and done that around the block a few times. Let them learn.
But you know what I find funny with Tori when she came back in
Oh boy.
2018?
Ah, jeez. What's the
She was
funny thing?
doing moves. She was doing moves like it was nothing.
I was just like,
She hadn't wrestled or trained in years.
and the fact that she can still
Because she was busy being a fitness instructor.
do,
She still does
even though
this
she's
fitness instructing, which is cool. But she's flying around the freaking ring,
absolutely.
doing body slams, face breakers or code breakers and shit. I'm like,
That's like you've been away from the ring for what?
you've been away from the ring since like 2007.
Yeah, oh jeez, that is.
And you're still doing this shit?
I
Like,
could
it's
imagine the
nothing.
ring rush that she had.
No, that's the thing. It looked like she had no ring rust.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. No, what I'm saying is like, yeah, she may not show it, but who's to say? Like, who knows? Who's to say that she might be training? No, not even behind closed doors
Yeah,
that we don't.
who knows? Who knows? I might be wrong. She might have trained before the match. She probably got the call ahead of time. You're going to be in the wrong.
You're seeing some of these like these female wrestlers, like like a Trish Stratus or a Mickey James can still go at it. Who else am I missing? Lita. That's another one. I feel like she could still. You could probably. I think could definitely use could go for another run. Because I think she can thrive in this with the new regime of the women's division.
Speaking of a return,
oh shit, this ought to be good.
Paige is
That
not able. She is not ruling out a return to wrestling. It doesn't. The thing is,
I'm not really surprised.
Don't know if it's WWE. Don't know if it's AEW. Don't know if it's Impact. We don't know where she's going to end up. We don't know where she's going to end up. Any one of those companies. But she's not ruling out a return because if you guys don't know, I think it was like last year she was cleared.
Yeah, she was medically cleared.
Yeah, WWE just will not book her because they were scared. Rightfully so, though.
Yeah, that's true.
Rightfully so, because they don't want anything catastrophic to happen to her. Because they already lost Edge for like 9 years before he returned. They lost Daniel Bryan for like 2 years.
Yeah, and they lost. You didn't say Edge, right?
Yeah, Edge 9 years. They also lost. They also lost a wrestler years ago. Got slammed on his neck, paralyzed.
Oh shit! I remember that. I know. Stone Cold had a neck problem.
I kept hearing stories about that one wrestler. I forgot his name, but Stone Cold. Stone Cold.
Yeah, that pile driver by the late Owen Hart.
Temporarily paralyzed.
Oh, that's looking back at it, it's just like, man, it makes me shake. It's like how this man is still moving today is beyond me.
The thing is, you can't do strenuous stuff. That's why we had that little return match at WrestleMania 38. It was like he wasn't doing much, but he was taking bumps. He was doing enough.
Doing enough to where he's being saved.
Where he's comfortable and where the company's comfortable. Which I was happy with that. That's a part of it's like I get where they were coming from by not using Paige. But you really can't take away a dream for that long.
No, the fact that we have not seen Stone Cold in the ring since 2003.
I wasn't talking. No, I wasn't talking about Stone Cold.
Oh,
I'm talking about Paige.
oh, Paige.
Yeah,
I
you can't keep away a dream for that long.
Nah, for someone like Paige to really, and have not seen Fight It for My Family, you will know the exact same story what Paige had to go through. So, and that's a great movie too. That's
Yep.
But the thing about it is too, it's just like now with the new regime, hey, it's not. Hey, it won't be a positive. It won't be. I mean, Vince or not Vince, but Triple H knows Paige better than anybody.
Yeah, he helped her made her a star in NXT. She won the NXT title and then got called up immediately a champion.
Yeah, I think
On the main
I think it was like the night after WrestleMania. I think it was.
First night on Raw for her. Her main roster debut, she wins the title. But hopefully she goes somewhere where she's used prominently and she becomes a champion. So
Oh, absolutely.
she's a great talent to have. Hit Row's back, kind of.
Yeah.
2 members are back.
I know
Top Dollar's back and Adonis is back.
Yeah.
That's it. So you have 2 members of Hit Row. You gonna call him Hit Row?
I wouldn't.
I would honestly just make him single star.
I would. Yeah, I agree with that.
I wouldn't reform Hit Row with a 2-man group. Like, no. Why do you think when DX was reformed, it wasn't the same? Because it wasn't originally a 2-man group.
No, it wasn't.
It wasn't the same. So you're gonna bring back Hit Row as a 2-man group. Come on. Because we all know Swerve's in AEW right now.
Yeah, and he's pretty much killing it at this point.
He's a tag champion with Keith Lee, which is awesome. But it's not going to work if you're going to bring him back and call him Hit Row.
No, it really isn't.
I would literally just call him. I would just literally just make him single stars. That's it.
That's what you know. What
stands or buts. Period. I
really don't. Pretty much Hit Row is dead at this point because
Hit Row's done.
Because your rep.
Hit Row's done until Swerve leaves.
And then yeah, that was pretty much what's the.
Which I don't even see him asking for his damn release.
I don't see it either.
He's getting booked prominently on Dynamite and Rampage.
And look at he's having fun.
He's having fun out there.
Which is crazy enough because that was another Vince's problem. Vince didn't know how to have fun. That was another problem.
Vince was like, the thing is, Vince tried to force fun.
Where you have
he made comedy wrestlers not funny with comedy skits that were forced. Everything felt forced. That was the problem. It wasn't that Vince didn't know how to have fun. It was that he just forced people.
Yeah.
And yeah, you can call it not having fun. But when you have them heavily scripted, like they are, back in the day, you had wrestlers getting bullet points. They just roll with that.
Yeah.
Now it's like, oh, we're going to heavily script you. You say a certain thing, he says a certain thing, or she says a certain thing, and you say it there. Like, it's not fun, man. A lot of wrestlers want creative control.
And you go say this also can apply to the fact that what Cody Rhodes did after he left the company in 2016. When was it?
It was early 2016.
Wow, was it right?
Oh, it was before the brand split even happened. It was like a few months before he had left.
Okay, that makes sense. And we saw it, and we saw like the character development of what Cody Rhodes was going to be. If we never really thought that he would ever come back to the company, at all, because the fact that let's be real, like how bad he was freaking booked, and it was how do I say it? It was embarrassing.
They tagged him. They. The thing is that it was a joke.
Jack.
That booking decision was a joke. What's up? What's up? But that booking decision was a joke. Making him Stardust.
And that was oh boy.
The only time that gimmick worked was when he tagged team with his brother. That was it.
That yeah.
When they made him a single star or Stardust,
It was just too bland. It was not great.
it wasn't bland. It was just hokey and terrible.
Yeah.
Flat out.
And the fact that, and I don't know what was
It
said.
was basically Gold Dust if you bought it from Wish.
Oh yeah.
That's all that was.
Yeah, that's true. Shit. But really looking back at it, it's just like the fact that when he left, just like, I don't know, because it's just like something, I don't know. And the fact that, we saw during this time with the Ring of Honor, Impact, AEW, the fact that with the American Nightmare gimmick, and the fact that
I don't even want to mention his Impact run.
Yeah.
That lasted like 2 months. Then he was out. Like what?
But the fact that this kind of character development, and seeing, the fact that now when it came back, let's be real, who like we said, we thought that would pop. We hear rumblings, but I don't think that was really possible. The fact that he, for him to bring the American Nightmare gimmick back.
The thing is, I think it was like around before it was a few months before he debuted again at WrestleMania and returned at WrestleMania. When there was rumblings, I'm thinking he's using WWE as leverage. He's re-signing with AEW. There's no way he's going back. He might give WWE an offer, but he's going with AEW. Next thing you know, it comes out that he signs with WWE. I'm like, nah, that's a lie.
There's no.
That's a joke post.
And then
WrestleMania happens, and we're all losing our shit.
It's just, and the fact that they brought the music over with his gimmicks, it's like, this is, and looking at it because it's like, yeah, and he wasn't bad by any stretch before the Stardust crap. I mean, that's the best way. For a lack of a better term, because I don't know what.
The problem that I had with those characters were just rehashings of the same character.
Right.
You had Dashing Cody Rhodes, Undashing Cody Rhodes, and you had Cody Rhodes with a mustache, and then you had Stardust. It was like you had the same character, and you do something different, and it sucks. You finally do something different with the character, and it sucks.
Yeah.
But anyway, yeah, Paige's ruling a return. Hit Row is returning. 2 members at least. And now there's reports that came out that Vince McMahon bullied Bray Wyatt out the door about his weight.
Oh God.
And I believe every freaking word of that. You cannot tell me that didn't happen.
I would never thought of that, but look at what the shape Bray Wyatt was in. Looking at it now, well, before he got fired, I could definitely see that. There were some discussions about it. I mean, definitely for sure, because he was not in the greatest shape, in terms of what he was, and unfortunately for those who remember his before, like the Fiend and the World Eater, the gimmick, he was known as Husky Harris, and you definitely tell why a lot of people I feel like a lot of people had an issue with his weight because of that, and he was kind of been targeted for that.
He was being targeted because they called him Husky. But yeah, I feel like even with the Husky Harris thing, I believe that he bullied Bray about his weight.
Yeah, I could definitely. I feel like that was a Vince thing, the Vince type, or what Vince would do.
Speaking of Vince McMahon, $19.6 million were
Oh,
found in the trial
Jesus.
or in the investigation,
Good Lord.
with $5 million of that money being company money.
Yikes.
He is done. He is done, dude. He's done.
Yeah, dude, I feel like he was done when we heard more than what 10
I
plus.
felt like he was done when his sorry ass retired.
But man, does this put the story? Does this take the cake?
Oh my god!
It
Like
was.
he was. He's caught. He's done. I'm telling you
Man,
right now, he's done.
yeah,
And
caught his hand in the cookie jar, basically.
yeah, he caught. He got his hand caught. He got caught with his hand in the cookie jar. That's it.
And the fact
No
that he
ifs,
used
ands, or
company
buts.
fucking money of all things
$5 million of
is.
that money was company money.
Hey, what's good, Earl? What's good, boy?
Yeah, they
Yeah,
treated him like trash when he was here. Treated him like dog shit. Not even gonna beat
absolutely.
around the bush. Treated him like
No,
dog shit. But
it real.
but next up, Jeff Hardy's DUI court case has been delayed.
Ah, jeez.
It is now going to be September 17th. So we might not see this guy.
Till what?
Like
Mid
late,
September.
maybe no, not mid-September. Late, maybe mid-2023.
Oh boy.
Because AEW don't want him in the company until he gets clean. And you know his ass ain't gonna get clean in like 2 weeks. It's gonna be months.
Oh yeah, because I think Tony, and this is like, and this is I think Tony Khan really definitely made it clear.
Like we're not gonna have you just go into a rehab facility for 2 weeks, and we're gonna have to throw you out of the rehab facility because we need you for a storyline. We're not gonna do that.
So according to Earl, it's just that the Hardys are done with AEW.
They're not doing it. No,
I haven't heard anything about that.
no, they're not. No, Earl. They're not done with AEW. I don't know where you heard that from, but that's a lie.
Because I feel it. Because
that's not true. You can't, and that's the problem with most of these people, including Earl. I'm gonna be blunt about this, bro. You guys tend to believe everything you really enter when it comes to wrestling news. I used to be that way too, so don't worry. I used to be that way too.
But looking at it, it's just like,
unless I hear that that's the truth, then I don't believe it.
Because it's the only one I feel that is quote unquote done is Jeff. But like we said, Tony Khan made that clear. So you're not coming back.
Jeff isn't done with AEW. AEW isn't done with Jeff. That's the problem with Jeff Hardy, is that they gave him an ultimatum. You're not in the company. You're not getting paid. You're still on the roster. You're not getting paid.
Yeah.
Until you get clean. And for good this time.
And this is where I think a lot of times this is where I'll give my props to Tony Khan, because really think about it, because that's, I think Tony Khan had the balls, for lack of a better term, to really say, had the Kanois to tell Jeff, it's like, look, it's either us or the highway. One of the two. It's basically, in a nutshell, is basically what he's saying.
It's either us or you're out the door.
And,
it's either your job, it's either your family, it's either your friends, livelihood, out the door.
Yeah. It's, if I'm Jeff looking at it, it's like, you know what, I better, if I'm Jeff, if I heard that ultimatum, it's like the one decision to make, I'm going straight to rehab. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. Because
the thing is, he's done this shit too many times.
And it's frustrating. It's very frustrating.
It's like he had drug issues in WWE. He had drug issues in TNA. Showed up to an event high off his freaking mind, and then he leaves he stays clean for a bit. You know, his TNA run, he's pretty much fairly clean after that 2011 incident. Goes back to WWE. He develops a drinking problem. He gets into an altercation at a bar.
Yeah.
We're sending you to rehab. Comes back, stays fairly clean throughout 2021 and 2022. Gets cut from WWE because, of course, budget cuts, blah, 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 bullshit. Goes to AEW. Has a fairly.
So Earl said about their careers. I think it's more Jeff than anything else.
It's more Jeff, man.
Yeah,
it's more Jeff. Matt's the good one. Matt stays healthy.
Even though, well, and this
his wife's a piece of shit, but Matt Hardy's fine.
Not just that too, and Matt has done a lot with some mental personal demons, not just his wife, because. And if you have not watched the documentary, what happened between him and with Edge and Lita, and all that debacle went down, like that really fucked up Matt mentally. Like I felt bad for the guy. It didn't
really fuck up him mentally. It was more so he was just pissed off because his mental health was fine. He was just pissed, flat out, just pissed.
But still, I mean, you got to feel bad for the guy too. Just the fact that
I did feel bad for the guy when that happened. I hated Edge's guts for that shit.
Oh Jesus Christ!
For a few years, and then I kind of started to respect him a little bit more because he kind of stayed out of that trouble trying to be a homewrecker and shit.
Yeah, and oh boy, that was not great. Let's put it that way.
Like, he did not do that again.
And then Lita, I mean,
Lita slept around again. She slept with CM Punk for a time. Slept around again over another guy. It's like,
not just that too, and she got the brunt.
And now she's single, begging for her goddamn boyfriend. I
was like, can we just stop with this shit already?
Hey,
what up, Key? What up, Key?
Like, you're cheating ass. Doesn't deserve anybody.
And the fact that, I mean, she has gotten roasted so many times over the years, and she has come out
flat out. You know what they fucking?
And what's good? And shit. Well, appreciate you.
Okay, I'm sorry. He said you're watching this and trying to do the same.
But, oh God.
But you know what they chanted at her return after the debacle even happened?
Yeah.
They chanted slut at her.
Like literally.
They chanted that shit. Wow.
It's just like that. It's oh boy.
And honestly, I agree with the freaking crowd because every other freaking month she had a new guy.
I mean, she had Matt for one time. She had Edge. She had Snitsy one time. Kane.
God.
Who else am I missing?
Kane was storyline.
Oh,
that was storyline. That wasn't real. He doesn't count. It was Matt Hardy. She cheated on Matt Hardy with freaking Edge. Possibly cheated on Edge with CM Punk. Yeah. Or no, she dumped CM Punk and like a week later she was with. Or no, she was with Edge and like a week later after she dumped Edge, she was with Punk. I'm like,
like, make up your mind. Like it was ridiculous to really seeing that.
I'm like, after a week,
it's just like I don't even know didn't want to know what to think anymore. But it's just like, and I get it. And now looking at Lita now, I think she did fine. I still feel like I don't take this the wrong way. I
will say she grew slightly.
Yeah, that's where I was going.
Kind of more humble. She's not like how she was, but back in the day.
Oh God,
she was a freaking horn dog back in the day.
Like even talking, oh Jesus, like even talking about a true home record. Holy shit, that's yeah. Ugh. But looking at it, it's just like I don't know. Like it's crazy really seeing wrestlers nowadays. But if you look back, and I feel like Lita now and the fact, and she even said this too, like in one of the documentaries I watched, like she said she'd gotten like constant death threats, and it's like
You're the
looking
one
at,
who cheated on your freaking boyfriend with another freaking wrestler. Of course, you got death threats.
and not to mention this too, you
And
had
I
your
don't
ass
like
called.
death threats.
Hell, it was even funny. Edge got his ass called out by Paul Heyman on One Night Stand in 2005,
Yeah,
which is the fun,
it was
which is
funny
the
to
most.
tell them. The thing is, I feel like Edge got too much hate. Yeah,
Yeah,
but the thing is, yes, what he did to his best friend, not great. It sucked. He shouldn't have done. Yes, he was in the wrong too. But I feel like more of the brunt of that should have went with freaking Lita's ass.
yeah, absolutely.
Like, yeah, Edge was a shithead for stealing another guy's girl. But it was Lita who said, okay, you can take me away. Just like that.
It was not the.
The majority of it should have went with Lita. It was Lita's
Oh
fault.
yeah, absolutely. But going back to what we're talking about, now before we went on,
The
that tangent.
DUI court case and shit. The
Oh
DUI thing.
jeez. Like we said in a nutshell, it's just like I feel like Tony Khan really didn't when he saw this. You guys having Jeff Hardy on your wrestling roster is great, but the fact that Tony Khan willing to put his foot down with the problems that Jeff Hardy has had over the years is, that's something that I'll give a lot of props to Tony for.
Honestly, if I was Tony Khan in that situation, I would have done the same thing.
I think mostly everybody would.
It's either your job or drugs, or it's either your job or alcohol.
Ooh, that's a good question. So John L asks, "Who's our funny Money in the Bank winner of all time?" Oh, jeez, how long's it been a Money in the Bank round since what? 2006?
Technically, 2005, 2006.
I thought so.
It was a WrestleMania event until 20. It was a WrestleMania match until 2010.
That's a very good question. Oh shit!
My favorite winner.
Shit, that is tough. Because
honestly, even though I hated the guy back in the day during this time, because with the whole Edge and Lita thing going on, I would have to say Edge.
Right.
He was the first winner.
No, I thought it was Rob Van Dam that won the first one.
No.
Oh no.
It was the second one. It was 06.
Okay, 06.
Oh, no, it wasn't. Was it 06? No, when the fuck Rob Van Dam win the shit?
Oh Jesus.
No, it was Rob Van Dam at first.
Yeah, one.
And then it was Edge in 06.
Yeah.
Yeah, but the thing is, what really killed it for me with Rob Van Dam, he got into trouble. He was given a world title push on a platter with that Money in the Bank win. He squandered it with a DUI.
Yeah.
Squandered it. Now looking back, I'm like, it was just weed. You can say, oh, it's just weed now. But back in the day, that shit was illegal.
Yep.
This was 05. This ain't 2020, 2022. This was 2005 where that shit was legal.
Oh, yeah. Well, other than that, it's just all time for me. I thought, oh, that's an interesting one. I don't want to say Liv Morgan because that was more too recent. I mean, I thought
that's one of my favorites. Don't get me wrong, it's one of my favorites.
I would have to say for me,
but I wouldn't say all time.
Nah, that's like I said, it was more too recent. I mean, you can definitely. I feel like you can put it up there. I mean, when it comes to like the women's side of the Money in Bank, I thought when Alexa Bliss won it, I thought that was really great to watch because this is at the time when you still had Alexa Bliss, oversold as a heel to a lot of the fans. And before we all know that
I felt like when she won it, it really capitalized on how over she was. They capitalized on how over she was. They capitalized her character. Her in-ring work she was a little bit green. If you remember in 2016, she was a little bit green. She wasn't wasn't the best. She wasn't the worst. She was getting there. Her character work was good. Fans loved her, including me.
Yeah, of course. But
Yeah, I mean, I feel like they capitalized on her and gave her a push.
oh, absolutely.
And I feel like I gravitate more to Liv if we're talking about recency.
Yeah,
Because
Liv is,
she was over as hell.
but just
Over as hell since like 2018.
mm-hmm.
They did not give her a push.
Not just that, they really did not give a fuck about her. Let's keep it real.
They didn't give two fucks.
Like it's real. It shows, and the fact that, and I've been seeing a lot of these other wrestling podcasts. It's like what the most length of her reign is, like 3 months. It's like y'all are not giving this lady a fucking chance. And this is where I will also draw the line. The fact that you want to fucking boo her. Because the fact that
my God.
That's another thing I want to address, the elephant in the goddamn room.
Thank you for mentioning it, because I want to rant about that shit. You fans are fucking fickle. Daniel Bryan was right about y'all. Y'all are fickle. Y'all know what the hell you want. You want someone to be a champion. Once to become a champion, y'all boo her out the door. Or you boo him out the door. Daniel Bryan, even though he was a heel, he was a bad guy. He was right about you. He was right about you.
We're not giving these wrestlers a chance because it's like,
because you're more giving them a chance.
Because we're being accustomed. Right. Because not just that, yes, that too, and the fact we're all accustomed to seeing, people we've seen in, day in and day out. We're not seeing play like wrestlers like Liv Morgan taking the opportunity for stardom, or who am I missing? Who am I missing on the top of my head? Because I'm really drawing a blank here. I don't know, but
you got shit to Bayley back in 2017.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
She was over as hell too. She had to relinquish her damn title, I think, because she was injured. And they booed her for being a champion.
If I'm not mistaken, dude, they actually did the same thing with Finn when he relinquished it due to injury as well, because I think it was a shoulder injury. I think it was.
But here's the thing: it was a different type of boo. 2017, and Bayley came out and said it. 2017, they booed her even before she got hurt.
That's fucking nuts.
And then I feel like Finn, they didn't boo Finn, they booed the fact that he got hurt.
But still,
he had to relinquish the title the day after he won the title.
Yeah,
which I was booing too. Like, that sucked. You give a guy a chance. You give a guy a chance, and he gets hurt, and he has to relinquish the title next day. I would boo too.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
But Liv and with Bayley,
yeah. And we're not seeing.
They were booed because they won the damn title. They reached the mountaintop.
Yeah, absolutely. It was just ridiculous, but yeah, I mean, it's just like we said, Daniel Bryan or Bryan Danielson. He goes by his real name, which I thought it was the opposite around, which I didn't realize that his full name was Bryan Danielson. But that's here nor there. But the fact that he realized how fickle fans are, because we're not. Some of us. I'm not saying everybody.
No, not everybody. We're wrestling fans too. We're WWE fans too.
And some are not very appreciative of change. And you got to realize
you have to appreciate change. You have to appreciate your favorites finally getting a push.
Oh yeah.
Was the match a little bit hokey? Yeah. Did it make her look weak? Yeah. Because she was in an armbar.
And the fact
that tapping out, and they gave it was a questionable finish. But you don't boo the champion because of a questionable finish.
Not just that, or you tapped out on live television.
You tapped out.
And we've seen that one a questionable finish once before. And you didn't say any, it's ridiculous. But I just wanted to really get that off my chest, because we've been holding that off for a couple of weeks now, give or take.
Dude, that was in my head and in my chest for a week.
Oh, absolutely.
It's
It was
Friday.
just. Mm-hmm. But other than that, I just want to kind of get that off before because. But yeah, I don't know if we have any more topics on the agenda before we pop because I got to pop out of here in about a few minutes. But other than that, yeah, that's something we want to at least try to bring you some and kind of like mix a few things here and there. I do have okay, but since we're coming towards the end of the part of the show, since we've been actually been pretty appreciative for those who stuck around, kind of asked us some questions. No, really do appreciate that. But before we head out of here, I do have the WNBA game in about 10 minutes, so I do apologize for popping out. I know, but I mean, we try to at least try to get something.
Hey, man, we're on a schedule. Happens,
Mm-hmm.
And we love you. And I know, like the episodes have gotten shorter because of that time constraint.
Yeah,
and that scheduling, but we still love you guys.
Oh yeah, absolutely. We're trying to grind out as much as we can. But tomorrow night, 7:30, I will be live for the Eagles' first preseason game against the New York Jets. I'll be calling that game as well. So that's what we got for you guys.
I'm gonna be relying on you, Rob, because I can't get that game here.
Mm-hmm. But other than that, yeah. With that being said, this is Robert and Tyler from It's Real Me podcast. We'll see you guys next week.